another HIIT workout, but today's a little bit more strength focused than HIIT per se. So let's get started by warming up. We'll come to the back of our mats. We'll squat down and slowly roll on up. So as we're warming up, just focusing on opening through the backs of your legs. So slowly rolling down and up, taking one more. And then we're going to go ahead and walk those hands out to a high plank. So walking it out, high plank, and just shifting your weight from forward to back. And we'll take a few down dogs to high plank. And then we're going to go ahead and find that high plank. Step the right foot out to the right side of the hand. Open up into a nice gentle twist, opening through that spine. Bringing that hand down, stepping it back, high plank, left side, opening on up. Bringing that hand down, and then we're just going to stay on that left side for just a second here, rocking forward and back. Now, we're going to go ahead and come up into a low crescent. So hands come up overhead, staying down that low lunge, pulsing it a few times. And then we're going to drive that right knee into the chest, pull the arms back, straighten it back out, lunge. We'll take a few of these. And then we're going to go ahead and hold that high crescent. Hands come down to the floor, step it back, high plank. Take that right foot through, coming up high crescent on the right side. Arms lift overhead. Pulse for a few reps. And we're going to do the same thing here, driving that left knee into the chest and back, taking a few of these. And then arms lift up overhead. Hands come down to the floor, stepping it back, high plank. Shifting in high plank, down dog. And then you're going to reach back right hand to the left ankle, high plank, switching sides, alternating sides. One more. Holding that high plank, walk those hands back to the feet, sitting those hips down, opening up into a Yogi Squat. So opening up through the hips, chest is lifted, and if you're not quite here, you can always go up onto those toes or hold onto a chair. Or a doorway is a great place to start. We're trying to start opening up those hips and then standing all the way up. And then we're going to take it to some side lunges. So warming up through that lateral side. So we're going to lunge to the left, hips push back, and then coming back to center. So we're just going to take it nice and easy, warming up through that adductors or those inner thighs. And then we're going to switch other side. Taking a few here. One more. Keeping the feet out wide, you're going to go ahead and take those hands out to the side, forward fold it down, opening once more through those hamstrings. Maybe you want to bend and straighten the knees, getting into the backs of the legs. Maybe walking those hands to the back edge of your mat, coming back forward to center, right hand underneath the nose, left arm up to the sky. And then replacing that left hand, right hand up, both hands to the floor, arms out to the side in a T, slowly rolling on up. We're going to take those heels in, toes turned out, and we're just going to take a few pulses in that plie squat. So once more, opening through those adductors, through the calves. In 3, in 2, we're going to hold it down, hands behind the head. And we're just going to pulse here. We're going to add a twist. We're going to pulse, stand, twist to the right. Pulse, stand, twist to the left. Now, as you're doing these twists, I don't want the twist to be super far or yanking through the spine. So really being conscious of how far you twist. It's just a gentle movement. One more each side. Last one. Good. And now from here, turn the toes facing forward, arms out to the side. And now from here, we're going to go ahead and we're going to stand with our left knee on our right hand. We're going to drive and twist once more. Back to that T, drive and twist. Back to that T. So we're going to just alternate sides, coming out to that wide stance, warming up through the balance. 2 more each side. 1 more each side. Good. Now staying in place, we're just going to go ahead and take a few squats, exploding up to those toes. So squat and explode. Squat, explode. So warming up the calves and the ankles. And And then we're just gonna go ahead and take a few butt kicks. Starting to bring it up the pace a little bit, get the heart rate up. Take the feet out wide. Running through tires. For 5, 3, 2, and 1. March it out. Adding a balance. 1, 2, 3, hold. 1, 2, 3, hold. Keep this going. 2 more. Last one. Good. All right, so now we are ready to rock. We're gonna start with our first circuit. Go ahead and grab your probably medium-sized weights. And we're gonna start by balancing. So that's why I was working on our balance, because we're gonna start with a balancing exercise. We're gonna balance on one leg and add a row. So when I said 2 weights, you only need 1 weight actually for this first move. We're gonna balance, I'm gonna show you at an angle. My left foot's gonna be down, my right arm has the weight. My right leg is balancing. My hips are square. And I'm gonna row the weight with the right hand up to the side of the chest. So we have 10 on this side. So if you're struggling with that balance, that toe can always be on the floor, because I really want you to focus on using the core and trying to keep those hips level. 3 more. You can always have something to hold on to as well. Good, and we'll switch sides. So that right leg stays grounded, left leg floats, left hand has the weight. We're rowing on this side for 10. So again, this weight should be heavy where you feel it, but not so heavy where you're falling over. So we want to have both that balancing and the strength component. We got 2 more on this side. Good. All right, weights can go down. We have 10 squats to a split jump. So I'll show you what that's going to look like. So first option, the full movement, is going to be squat, and then you're going to split jump. Step it back to center. Squat, split jump the other side. Now, modification for a lower impact. Squat, step forward, lunge. Squat, lunge, alternating forward lunges. So you can either jump or you can either do your lunge. All right, ready? We got 10 of these. So starting off strong here, squat, you choose, split or lunge, stepping it back, squat, other side. Good, so once you have this together, or the movement together, the pattern, then we're gonna do 10 of these. So I have the number, we're at 4, if you're following me. And it's not a race, but it is getting the heart rate up a little. 4 more. Woo, last 2. Now I lost where I was. Last one. Good, now grab those weights again, alternating rows. 10 of these. So standing in that nice flat back position, right arm, left arm, that's 1. We have 10 total. So I want you to be able to feel this, but I don't want it so strong where you're losing that form in the back. So back should be nice and a flat angle. So we're doing 3 sets. So if you're wondering how many times we're going through all this, 3 times. So we will slightly vary each round. This is the last one and done, weights down. But be prepared. Walkout planks are next. So you're gonna do a walkout plank push-up. So starting at the back of your mat, walk on out high plank. From your toes over your knees, you're gonna drop and do a push-up. Walk yourself back up and stand on up, repeat. So we're gonna walk it out, toes or knees, do your push-up. I don't care if you do a tricep push-up or if you do elbow normal push-up. My cat's gonna join me apparently. This is what happens, I leave my door open and he comes in and says hi. This is Garfield. We're halfway, we're gonna do 8 of these. Or if you're going faster than me, just keep going until I reach 8. That is 5. 3 more. Last 2. One more. And standing on up. All right, so heart rate should be elevated a little bit here. Side lunge to a burpees next. So we're gonna go ahead, side lunge to the left, step to center, hands down, either jump or walk your feet back, burpee. Side lunge other side. Hands down, burpee. We're gonna keep alternating sides with those side lunges, adding that burpee in the middle. So we're just gonna keep going with this flow, finding your rhythm, finding your pattern. Always low impact, walk those feet back, don't jump, so you can choose what feels best in your body. This is number 8. We got one more each side after this. Last one each side. Last one. All right, back to the floor. This time, we got a big X to a bicycle crunch. So we're gonna lay on our backs. We're gonna have arms and legs out wide in an X. We're gonna crunch up here, bicycle, bicycle, everything lays back down. So we're gonna crunch up, bicycle, flat. So your low back should stay pushed to the mat the whole time. Exhaling as you come up, and you're not coming up very much, so it's just enough to get your shoulders and your head off the floor. So it's not a big movement. 3 more. Last 2. Last 1. Good. Now come on all the way up. Grab those weights. And now I would grab a lighter set, or maybe medium. 1 minute of bicep curls, or approximately 1 minute. So we're gonna go ahead and flip the wrist. So we're gonna do curls where we turn and hammer to start, and then we twist and we flip. As we're doing these, I want you to focus on slow and controlled. So if you're flying through this movement, I want you to slow it down. So think up 2 counts, down 2 counts. So really trying to maintain that connection, that mind-body connection, and making sure you don't lose the momentum. They should start to burn after a while. If they're not burning, you might want to pick up a heavier set of weights if you have them. Exhale as you pull those weights up. Finish in here. And these are my approximate minutes because I don't have a timer right in front of me today. So we're just going by what I feel like is probably a minute, or until I feel a little bit of a burn. And then after this, we're going to be back at the beginning, starting on round 2 of this circuit. So you have 2 different circuits today, and a finisher if we have time, which I think we will. Let's do 2 more. Last one. Good. Weights can go down, towel off if you need. Grab a little water before we start round 2. For the most part, the moves are going to be the same with some slight modifications. So grabbing 1 weight. This time with that row, we're going to go ahead and flip our wrist forward. So you're going to be balancing on that left leg. Right leg is going to float. Right arm has the weight, but the inside of the wrist is facing forward. You're going to row and release. So if you can see here, row and release. So you're getting a little bit more bicep, which hopefully are a little burn from the 1 minute bicep curls that we just did. Good. Exhaling as you pull up. Good. That was 10. We're going to switch sides. Right leg down, left leg floats. Left palm faces forward. Row and release. You're halfway. Last 2. Good. Weight goes down. All right, so for this one, we're going to do our squats and then a reverse lunge this time. So everyone's going to be doing the same thing. We're going to squat, step it back, reverse lunge. Go ahead, squat, step it down, other side, reverse lunge. Keep alternating here. Every squat is 1. Exhaling as you step back. We got 4 to go. Last 2. Last 1. together. So rowing up, insides the wrist face each other, back stays nice and flat, squeeze those shoulders back. Exhale as you pull. Last two. Good, weight goes down. Walkout push-ups, but this time, our modification, we're gonna do a walkout to a T push-up. So following me, starting at the back of your mat, walking those hands down, coming down to your toes or your knees. You're gonna do your push-up. At the top, you're gonna stay on your knees or go up to your toes, open up into that T. And then we're gonna flip the toes under, walking it back, standing on up. This time, other side with our T. Roll it down, walk it out, drop to your knees or from your toes, do your push-up. And then opening up to your T, walking those hands back, and repeating. So that was 2. We got 8 of these. Making sure that you're breathing. And again, you can do that T from your toes or your knees, depending on what feels best. So if you want to drop to your knees for those push-ups, but come up to your toes for the T, you can totally do that. We're halfway. Last 3. Two to go. And one more. These are probably everyone's favorite. Not so much. The walkout planks are the sneaky movement. They get the heart rate up there. All right, we got our side lunge to the burpee. This time, we're gonna do side lunge each side and then burpee in between. So we're gonna do a left side lunge, right side lunge, burpee in the middle. So we still have 10. We're just increasing our side lunges this time. So each side, and then hit that burpee. So again, you can always step those feet back rather than jump them back for your burpee, or eliminate it altogether. So if you really hate burpees, maybe you want to drop and do a mountain climber, or maybe you want to do butt kick, whatever you want, just something to get your heart rate up a little bit in between. So that's kind of the cardio movement. 5 to go. Last 4. Two to go. Then we got a core coming up next. Last one. Good. Down to the floor. Core this time. We have slow bicycles, no X. So this time, go ahead, take those hands back, low back push down, right elbow outside the left knee, and switch. Now we're holding a little bit longer. So we're gonna have that pause to make sure we're showing our control. And this is for 4, so you also kind of know how we're counting these. Exhaling as you come across. One more each side. Good. Hug those knees in. Roll on up. Grab those dumbbells. We got bicep curls, 1 minute. This time we're gonna do hammer curls. So insides the wrist face forward, curling up, releasing down. So still that slow and controlled. I'm trying to read my timer on my phone so I can kind of see how long a minute's gonna be. We'll see how close I was last time. We'll see if we can get that minute. So using this time to kind of, gather yourself, work on that endurance piece, maybe collecting your sweat, collecting your thoughts, giving yourself a mantra saying, okay, I can do hard things, I'm gonna make it through. We got one more time with this circuit before we go on to a second circuit. And the second circuit's about the same amount of moves, and we're gonna finish with the 1 minute finisher at the end of each round for those as well. So we're doing well. We have about 10 seconds left. I might have made us go a little bit more than a minute last time. So again, you should feel a burn. You should feel like you want to be done with these if you're using the right weight. Good, we'll go ahead and put those dumbbells down, towel off, grab water if you need. And then we have our balancing rows. Once more. This time though, we're gonna grab both weights for our final circuit of these. Balancing down on that left foot, right leg floats, and we're gonna go ahead and roll both weights to the side of the chest. Try to have those back toes facing the floor. Squeeze those shoulder blades back. Don't let your upper back round. Exhaling as you pull back. We got one more. Good. Switching other side now. Right leg down, left leg floats. Last two. Good. And both weights down. We got our squats to our split jumps. Back to that first move that we did. So you can do that forward lunge or reverse lunge if you want for lower impact. But we're going to squat, split jump, squat, jumping those feet together, split jump. So it's a little bit faster. So this time we're jumping the feet together, low impact, keep to the reverse lunge. One more. Good. All right, grabbing those dumbbells. Alternating rows. This time insides the wrist face forward. So rowing the right side and then the left. Exhaling as you pull back. One more each side. Weights go down. All right, we got those walkout push-ups. Back to the first round, walk it out. Just your regular push-up. I would encourage a tricep push-up if you're not, which means elbows rub against the side of your body. So that makes it a little bit more into the back of the yard. And it's usually more of a challenging push-up. Because our triceps make up 70% of our upper arm. So we do want to hit those triceps when we're doing workouts. And that's one way to get them, is by sneaking in tricep push-ups instead of your regular push-ups. They're also harder. So if you cannot do them properly on your toes, drop to the knees, because you're still lifting 75% of your weight. So you're still doing a good amount of work. We got one more. Last one. Whew. All right, stand on up. Side lunge, those burpees are next. I always get sweat in my face when my head goes down, so towel off quick. So this time we're back to the beginning where we side lunge, burpee, side lunge other side. So we're adding that burpee in between side lunges this time. Every burpee counts as one rep. So, and every side lunge is one rep. So your side lunge burpee equals 1. And we got 10 total. Two more. Then we're back to the floor for crunches. Last one. Good. This time on the floor, we're going to finish with the X crunches or Starfish Crunches. Everything is out wide. You're going to crunch up, coming up as high as you can to a ball, and then laying back down. Exhale, coming up and down. So really trying to use that core to get up. But don't hurt the back. So if this doesn't feel good on the back, just come to this. So stay on your back. So you can either come all the way up to sit up, or just push that low back down, staying on your mat. Use your breath to pull you up. We got one more. And then standing on up, finishing out with those bicep curls. Your choice, back to the hammer, into that flip. So 1 minute here. I'm gonna check my time again, so make sure I get the right amount. We get our minute, and then we'll have a little break, and then we'll start our second circuit. We will not need any weights for the first move. We don't need a ton of weights today. Actually, looking down, it's not a lot of weight. It's a lot of body weight today. So perfect for if you're traveling and you don't have a lot of equipment, or maybe you just have one set of weights, or even just one dumbbell. You can totally make this work with one dumbbell. So we're finishing strong. We're about halfway. Making sure you don't swing those dumbbells, especially as it might get heavy this third set. Maintaining control, we got 5 seconds. We'll do one more rep. Very good, weights can go down. Towel off, grab water. And then we are gonna do 4 pulsing lunges to 4 pulsing squats. 3 times, and then we'll be on our second move. So we got legs coming up first. All right, so start a second circuit. We're gonna go ahead, 4 pulsing lunges. So lunges, one leg is slightly in front of the other. Knees are never going past the toes. We're gonna go ahead and pulse down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other leg goes in front. Step it back, pulse down for 4, 3, 2, 1. Step it together, 4 pulsing squats for 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, repeating. Back to that pulsing lunge for 4, 3, 2, 1. Other side. 4, 3, 2, 1. Step to center. 4, 3, 2, 1. Another time with that. So pulse for 4. Other side. And lunges, pulsing lunges should not hurt the knees. If they are, you might be jutting that knee out a little bit too far. So sit farther back into your heels. Very good. Taking it now, heels in, toes out, sit down. Sumo squat, alternating heel lift. So right, then left. We have 20 of these. So we're gonna settle in here. Every one is 1 rep. So we're already at 7 and 8. We have 20, so staying down, working those legs. We got another leg one and core one after this. 2 more. 1 more. Very good. Standing on up. Coming onto the mat. Coming into our hover hold. We're going to do step-ins. So we're going to be stepping back from a high plank into our hover hold. So we'll start in that high plank. We're going to step in with our left, right. So see how my knees are hovering off the mat. Everything is alignment. And then I step it back, right, left. Right knee comes in, left knee, right knee. So we're just going to keep alternating. Which leg is coming in first? Finding that pattern. Core is working. So this is a strong core move, and you're trying to maintain minimal movement in those hips. Make sure you're breathing. Shoulders, elbows, wrists will stay in one straight line. 1 more. Hold that high plank. Push back down dog. Walk those hands back. And stand it on up. All right, we're going to go ahead and grab our weights this time. A little bit lighter weights, rear delt raises. So, hinge forward at the waist. Arms are going to be slightly bent. And we're going to come out like we're a bird. So we're flapping those wings out to the sides, not raising too high. So notice I'm not going higher than shoulder height. So a lot of people will try to really crank the arms up there. Not needed. We're just working that back of the shoulder. And if you can, doesn't mean you always should when you're doing your training. 1 more. Good. Weights down to the floor again. Dead bugs. So pushing that low back down to your mat, Knees are bent, arms are straight. We're going to go ahead and take that right arm overhead as we extend the left leg. Foot is flexed. Pull back to center. As we're doing this, I want you to maintain that low back connection to the mat. So that's the sweet spot in this move. And squeeze the glute of the extended leg. And that's your cue to switch sides. So I extend, I squeeze, I switch. Extend, squeeze, switch. So that way I can really engage throughout my core. Because this circuit is really heavy on the legs and the core if you are building that connection, right? Exhale as you pull things to center. One more each side. We're going to stay on the floor. We're going to hug the knees in, roll on up, but flip on over to a high plank. High plank, and you're going to do an alternating side leg lift. So holding that high plank, hips are level, right leg, left leg. Keeping those hips nice and level. Shoulders, elbows, wrist in one straight line. We're at 8, 9, one more each side. And walk those feet in, stand on up, grab one dumbbell. And we're going to finish with 1 minute overhead triceps. I'm going to check our time. And elbows in, going overhead. So as we're doing this, maintaining that control with that neutral spine, I'm going to come down to my knees. Well, A, it's a little bit more challenging. And B, I want you to be able to see that full extension. So if this gets too heavy with your one, you can drop to a lighter weight, or you can do it without a weight, or a soup can. So soup cans are a heavy book. That also will work for this one. Because I know I feel it more for this one for the minute than I did for the biceps. Exhaling, pull that weight up. I'm just going to make sure I got my time right. Oh boy, settling in here. We have 10 more seconds still. Use that breath. Keep those shoulders pulled down. Last one. And in. Perfect. Stand on up, put the weights on down. Towel off, grab water. Because you know what, we're already in round 2. Alright, so we have 4 pulsing lunges, 4 squats, or pulsing squats. So if you're using a mat and you're tall, I'm 5'10", this actually works like perfect amount of space in between your feet. So I'm going to pulse for 4, switch sides, and what I mean by that is one foot is in front of the mat, one foot stays behind it. It works perfect. And then I step to the center of the mat and pulse for 4. Good. Round 2. Pulse it down. Other side. Step to center, pulse it 4. One more time with that. Pulsing lunge. Switch. Come to center. Stand, heels in, toes out. We got those alternating heel lifts. Sink on down. Left leg, right leg. Alternating sides. Try to activate through the inner thigh. So pushing up through the inside part of your foot. One more each side. Very good. Stand on up. Coming back to the floor. Hover holds. This time we're going to do hover holds. We're going to step outside to side. So instead of going, stepping it back to that high plank, I'm going to show you from this side so you can see my foot. But I'm going to come into that hover hold so my knees slightly off the mat. And we're going to tap to the right and then the left. Right and left. So we're still maintaining that hover hold and that core position the whole time. One more each side. Very good. And drop to those knees. Flipping around. Well, actually, just kidding. Stand on up. Rear delt raises and then dead bugs. So grabbing those weights, we're gonna alternate this time. So we're gonna hinge forward, we're gonna do our right arm, and then our left arm. So we're still doing 10 reps, so we're only at 2. So we're really focusing one arm at a time, making sure we're not swinging. So these sometimes need to be a little bit lighter to maintain that control. Make sure you're hitting the back of the shoulder and not cheating and using more of your back muscles or more of your arm muscles. Really depends on mobility there. One more each side. Good. Coming now to the floor for our dead bugs. So dead bugs, I'm going to use a band. I didn't tell you about this, but if you have a band, go ahead, and I'm going to grab one of these latex bands because they're a little bit easier for doing this than the fabric bands are for dead bugs, but you're going to place that on the arches of your feet. You're going to lay down your back, and we're going to do the same thing, only we're just going to do it with our band. So I'm going to extend, and notice that my band is giving me a little bit of resistance. So I'm maintaining that low back push down, but that band just makes it a little bit more challenging. So if you have a band, go ahead and give this one a whirl. And if you don't have one, what I suggest, I have both latex and fabric. So I actually use the fabric ones more for booty moves, but I do like having a set of latex ones for this move in particular, for some arm exercises. So I have a set of both, and they're relatively cheap. So if you do think you would use them, I would suggest getting a pair of the latex and the fabric bands, just because they slightly work different muscle groups. One more each side. And you can get them on Amazon, so if you're wondering where. Very good. And just searching booty bands, they should pop up. Flip over high plank. And now actually, if you do have the bands, I'm gonna just put this right back on because I wanna show you another exercise that we can do with the bands. We're gonna go ahead and put these right above our knees. So if you do have your fabric or your latex band, coming back to that high plank, and we're gonna do our leg lift. So now I have a little bit of resistance with that band. This is where the fabric bands come into play because, I mean, to be honest, I feel it, but it's not a ton. But the fabric bands give me a little bit more resistance. One more each side. Good, dropping down to those knees, grabbing your dumbbell, 1 minute of triceps, grabbing that weight overhead, making sure I get my time, perfect, and down and up for 1 minute. So catching your breath, and using the weight as it goes overhead to exhale. Keep those elbows pinned forward, and we have one more time through with this circuit. And then after that, we have a finisher, a ladder finisher. That is pretty cardio heavy with one upper body that is also cardio heavy. So shoulders stay down the back. Focusing on the back of the arms. We're getting to about the last 15 seconds. Use your breath. Keep your ribs down. You can do it. We can do hard things, remember? Last one. Woo, good job. All right, stand on up. Band can come off if you have it on. And grab water towel off quick, if you need to. Or just catch your breath a little. No weights needed. Back to that first move. Our pulsing for 4. So our 4 pulses. Other side for 4. Step into the center, 4 squats. Good. Round 2. Switch. Step to center squat. Good. Last time with those. Other side. Step to center. Good. Sumo squat, alternating heel lifts, heels in, toes out. Sit it down, and right, and left. Here we go. So making sure you're sitting down nice and deep, and you're working those legs. So I really feel that my adductors or inner thighs, and that sometimes is an area that can be weaker, so we want to work on. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Stand it on up, and back down. Hover, hold, step in. So back to that first one. High plank, step it in. Alternating sides. So toes curled under, stepping it back. High plank, right knee, left knee, right knee, left knee. Alternating sides. And keeping those hips, again, as still as possible. So you really work that core. Last one. Hold that high plank. Shoulders pull down the back, squeeze the glutes. Push those hips up and back, down dog. Walk those hands back. Slowly roll it on up. Grabbing your weights for your delt raises. Both weights this time at the same time. Knees slightly bent. Arms going out like they're flying like a bird. Last 2. Very good. Go ahead and put those weights down. If you have that band, if you want to do your dead bugs with the band, go ahead and put that dead bug on your feet, or a dead bug. You can put the band on your feet. Probably don't want a dead bug on your foot. Coming on down, low back push down the mat, arms up, extending that opposite arm and leg, coming back to center. So not only is this one a good one for the core, it's also really good for the brain to do that opposite and to maintain that control with the arms in the center. So often this can be a little bit of a tricky learning curve, so if you're really struggling with this one, don't worry. Most of the time when people are learning it for the first time, they do struggle. So don't beat yourself up. It is a little bit of a learning curve. If you have someone at home that can help you, maybe to practice, they would put their hands in between your legs and your arms, and that way, and they would kind of fight you. So a lot of the times people try to do like arms coming forward too. Now I got messed up. So that way you can give it a little bit of practice. One more each side. And the last one. Good. Roll that band up to the, if you have a band, roll it up right above the knees. Roll on over, high plank, alternating leg lifts. So right leg and left. Try not to pike the hips up, maintain that nice plank position. One more each side. And drop to those knees. Grab that weight. 1 minute of triceps. I'm sneaking forward so I can see the time. 35, all right. Grabbing those weights, overhead, down and up. We will need just one weight for our finisher today. And our ladder starts at 5. So we're going to be 5 on down. And so a ladder, we'll do 5 reps of everything, then 4, and then 3, and then 2, and then 1. We have 4 moves, but in between each move, we will be doing 21 mountain climbers. So we'll do our 4 moves, we'll do our 21 mountain climbers. Then we'll do it for 4 reps, and then our mountain climbers. Then 3 reps, mountain climbers, 2, and 1. So that's how our flow goes. So mentally prepping for the last little bit after this. Probably still feeling this burn. We're almost there though. Last 5, you can do it. I know you can finish this strong for 3. Let's 1 more. Woo, good job. All right, stand on up, go ahead, take the band off if you have it, put the weights down. Once more again, towel off, grab water. Now, keep probably a medium size to lighter size handy. We're going to do snatches, is the only thing you're going to need a weight for. So if you know what that is, I'm going to quick demo one, just so you can kind of have an idea what that looks like. So So we're gonna have the start with the dumbbell between our knees, and we're gonna lift, and then we're gonna turn our inside of the wrist. We'll face forward, and then we'll come back between our knees, all right? So we don't need the weight right now. Have it handy though, because we'll need it really quick. So 5 reps of everything, starting with frogger jumps. So once more, heels in, toes out. Stay nice and low. You're gonna jump like a frog for 5, 4, 3, 2, one more. Stand up, butt kicks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Grab that weight, snatches for 5 each side. So we'll bend and we'll snatch. 4, legally blonde. 3, 2, one more on this side. Other side for 5, 4, and 3. If you thought, hey, we're done with burpees, no, we're not. We got burpees coming up next for 5. So jumping it back or stepping it back for 5. Standing up, hips thrust forward, but don't crunch the low back. So hips will thrust forward, but not tucking the bum under. Last 2. One more. Good. Back down to the floor, 21 mountain climbers. Every knee drive is 1. Hop it up. Froggers for 4. Heels in, toes out. 4, 3, 2, 1. Butt kicks. 4, 3, 2, 1. Snatches. For 4, 4, 3, 2. Last one. Other side. 3, 2. Burpees are next. 1, we got 4 burpees. Hands go down, stepping it or jumping it back for 4. Standing all the way up, please. 2, one more. Good, hands go down, 21 mountain climbers. (17, 18, 19, 21). Hop it up. Froggers. Either jumping or just your squats for 3, 2, 1. Butt kicks for 3, 2, 1. Snatches for 3. See, kind of goes fast. Getting hurried up there. Other side. Burpees are next. 3 burpees. 3, 2, last one. Mountain climbers for 21. 17, 18, 19, 21. Hop it up. 2 froggers. Let's go. 1, 2. Butt kicks for 1, 2. Snatches for 2. It moves quick. Moves quick at the end. To a side, other side. Burpees are next for 2. Weight goes down. 1 more. Mountain climbers 21. 17, 18, 19, 21. Up. 1 frogger. 1 butt kick. 1 snatch aside. We're finishing really strong. 1 burpee. Let's do this. 21 mountain climbers. We're at the home stretch. (17, 18, 19, 21). Hold that plank. Or come down to a low. Woo! Low plank. Almost biffed it, guys. Wow. Slippery. If you are slippery, put a towel down. For 5. And drop to those knees. Push it back, child's pose. Stretch it on out. Towel on off. Woo. Opening up those hips. Arms reach forward. Take both hands to the left side corner of your mat. Open through that right hip and the right side body. Walk them to the left, opening up the opposite side. Coming up to all fours, a few cat-cows. And then we'll curl those toes under, push those hips up and back, down dog. Pedal out those heels, stretching through those hamstrings. Walk those hands back. Forward fold, grab opposite elbows, ragdoll. Let that head hang nice and heavy. And then let those arms drop. Slowly roll up one vertebrae at a time. Head the last to come up.